My friends, we live in an age of uncertainty. The world around us is shifting. Nations are in turmoil. Hearts are heavy, and many are searching for hope. But I have good news for you today. There is a foundation that cannot be shaken, a light that never fades, a truth that stands forever. Faith is the anchor that holds us steady in the storms of life. Every person at some point faces trials, uncertainty, pain, loss, or fear. These storms come in many forms: financial troubles, broken relationships, health crises, or deep personal struggles. The winds howl, the waves rise, and it feels as though we may be swept away. But there is something stronger than the storm, something that holds us firm when everything around us seems to be falling apart. That something is faith. Faith is not just wishful thinking or blind optimism. It is the unshakable confidence in a truth greater than our circumstances. It is believing in what we cannot see, trusting that beyond the clouds the sun still shines. When the waves crash against us, faith reminds us that we are not alone. It is the anchor that keeps us grounded when fear threatens to overwhelm us. It does not remove the storm, but it gives us the strength to endure it. Think about the great figures of history, the people who faced overwhelming odds yet stood firm. What gave them courage? It was faith. Faith gave them the strength to move forward when everything around them said to give up. Faith is what allows a mother to keep praying for her wayward child even when she sees no change. Faith is what keeps a man standing when his business fails, his friends leave, or his health declines. It is what enables us to keep believing, to keep hoping, even when life seems unfair. There will be moments when the storm seems unbearable, when doubt whispers, "Where is your God now?" It is in these moments that faith is tested. Faith is not proven in calm waters. It is revealed in the raging sea. When we are stripped of our comforts, when our plans crumble, when we have nothing left but trust, that is when faith becomes real. It is easy to believe when life is good, but true faith shines when life is hard. The world tells us to rely on ourselves, to build our lives on success, wealth, and status. But what happens when those things fail? Money can disappear, careers can end, people can disappoint us. If our security is in the things of this world, we will always live in fear of losing them. But when our trust is in something eternal, something unshakable, we stand firm no matter what comes our way. Faith is not about ignoring reality. It is about seeing beyond it. It does not deny the existence of the storm, but declares that the storm does not have the final word. It is the quiet confidence that says, "This too shall pass." It is the voice that reminds us that even in the darkest night, the dawn is coming. There is a peace that comes with faith, a peace that defies understanding. It is the kind of peace that allows a person to smile through tears, to sing in the midst of sorrow, to stand when the world says they should fall. This peace is not found in the absence of trouble, but in the presence of trust. It is knowing that no matter what happens, we are held by something greater than ourselves. My friend, if you are going through a storm right now, do not be afraid. Hold on to faith. Let it be your anchor. The storm may rage, the winds may blow, but faith will keep you standing. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. The one who holds the universe also holds you. Keep believing, keep trusting, and know that the storm will not last forever. Faith will see you through. True peace is not found in the absence of trouble, but in the presence of something greater within us. Many people spend their lives searching for peace, thinking they will find it in success, wealth, or relationships. They believe that if they could just reach a certain level of comfort, eliminate their problems, or control their circumstances, they would finally experience peace. But time and time again, they are disappointed. No matter how much they achieve, how much they own, or how much they try to control, something always feels unsettled. The reason for this is simple. Real peace does not come from the outside world. It comes from within. The world offers temporary relief, fleeting moments of calm, but not lasting peace. Circumstances change, people disappoint, and life is unpredictable. If our peace depends on things around us, we will always live in fear. Fear of losing what we have, fear of what tomorrow may bring, fear of the unknown. But true peace is different. It is not shaken by circumstances, not dependent on external success, not something that can be taken away. It is a peace that remains even in the midst of chaos, even when everything around us is uncertain. There are many who seem to have everything the world says should bring peace, wealth, power, recognition, yet they are restless. They cannot sleep at night, they live in constant worry, and they seek more, thinking the next achievement or possession will finally bring the peace they crave. But deep down, they know something is missing. True peace is not about having a perfect life, but about having a heart that is settled, secure, and unshaken, no matter what happens. On the other hand, there are people who have very little in terms of material wealth, yet they radiate peace. They face hardships with calmness. They go through struggles with a quiet strength, and they do not live in fear. Their peace is not rooted in what they have, but in who they are. It is not dependent on a perfect life, but on an unshakable trust in something greater than themselves. One of the greatest obstacles to peace is worry. Worry drains our strength, robs us of joy, and keeps us in a state of constant unrest. We worry about the future, about things we cannot control, about what others think of us. But worry does not solve problems, it only makes them heavier. Peace comes when we learn to let go, to trust, to release our burdens instead of carrying them alone. Another enemy of peace is comparison. Many people live in anxiety because they are constantly measuring themselves against others. They see what someone else has, and suddenly what they have feels like not enough. They look at someone else's life and feel as though they are falling behind. But peace is not found in competition. It is found in contentment. When we stop striving to be like others and start appreciating who we are and what we have, peace follows. True peace is also found in forgiveness. Many carry the weight of anger, resentment, and past hurts, and it keeps them in a constant state of unrest. They replay past wrongs in their minds, holding on to bitterness that only harms them. But when we choose to forgive, when we let go of the things that burden our hearts, we make room for peace. Forgiveness is not about excusing what was done, but about freeing ourselves from the chains of bitterness. Peace is a choice. It is not found in a perfect life, but in a heart that chooses trust over fear, gratitude over comparison, forgiveness over bitterness, and faith over worry. It is a gift available to all, but we must be willing to receive it. No matter what you are facing, no matter how uncertain life may seem, you can have peace, not just for a moment, but for a lifetime. It is already within you, waiting to be embraced. Hope is one of the most powerful forces in the human heart. It is what keeps us moving forward when life is difficult, what lifts our eyes beyond the troubles of today, and what gives us the strength to keep believing in a better tomorrow. No matter how dark the night may seem, hope reminds us that the sun will rise again. It is stronger than despair, more powerful than fear, and more enduring than any hardship we may face. Despair is a heavy burden. It weighs down the soul, whispering that things will never change, that we are alone, that our struggles are too great. It tells us to give up, to stop trying, to accept defeat. It blinds us to possibilities, trapping us in a cycle of negativity and doubt. When a person is overwhelmed by despair, they lose sight of the future, and even the smallest problems can feel impossible to overcome. Despair drains energy, steals joy, and makes life feel meaningless. But hope is different. Hope is the light that breaks through the darkness. It is the belief that no matter how difficult things may be right now, they will not stay this way forever. Hope gives us courage to take another step, to try one more time, to believe that change is possible. It is the quiet but unshakable assurance that there is something better ahead. History is filled with stories of people who overcame great adversity because they held on to hope. They faced impossible odds, yet they refused to give up. They endured pain and suffering, yet they kept believing in a brighter future. Hope gives strength to those who have nothing left. It keeps the weary moving forward when everything in them wants to stop. It is not just a feeling, it is a choice, a decision to believe in something greater than our present struggles. There are times when life feels overwhelming, when problems seem too big, and when everything around us tells us to give in to despair. But hope whispers a different message. Hope says, keep going. Hope says, this is not the end. Hope says, you are stronger than you think. It reminds us that no storm lasts forever, that wounds heal, that broken things can be restored. One of the greatest sources of despair is fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of being alone. But hope overcomes fear. When we hold on to hope, we stop focusing on what might go wrong and start believing in what could go right. We stop letting fear control our decisions and start walking forward with confidence. Hope is also contagious. When we choose to live with hope, we inspire others to do the same. A simple word of encouragement, a small act of kindness, a reminder that someone is not alone, these things can plant seeds of hope in the hearts of others. Sometimes all a person needs is to know that someone believes in them, that someone sees their worth, that they are not forgotten. When we share hope, we multiply it. Hope is not about ignoring reality or pretending that problems do not exist. It is about facing those problems with a different mindset. It is about believing that struggles are temporary, that pain has a purpose, and that the future holds new possibilities. Hope is what gives us the strength to keep fighting, to keep dreaming, to keep living no matter what you are facing today. Do not give in to despair. Hold on to hope. It is stronger than any hardship, greater than any sorrow, and more powerful than any fear. The road may be difficult, but hope will lead you through. The night may be long, but the morning will come. Keep believing, keep moving forward, and never forget that hope is always within your reach. Love is the greatest power in the world. It has the ability to heal wounds, bridge divides, and transform lives. It is stronger than hatred, greater than fear, and more lasting than any material possession. Love is not just an emotion or a fleeting feeling. It is a force that shapes the way we live, the way we treat others, and the way we see the world. When love is present, hearts are softened, relationships are restored, and hope is renewed. Throughout history, love has been the driving force behind the greatest acts of kindness, sacrifice, and forgiveness. It has led people to lay down their lives for others, to forgive even the deepest wounds, and to reach out with compassion to those in need. Love is the foundation of true strength because it seeks not to dominate but to uplift, not to harm but to heal. It does not demand its own way but gives freely without expecting anything in return. The world often values power in terms of wealth, status, or control. People chase after success, influence, and recognition, believing these things will bring fulfillment. But true power is not found in dominance or self-interest. It is found in love. A person may have all the riches in the world, yet without love they remain empty. They may have authority over many, yet without love their leadership means nothing. Love is what gives life meaning, what fills the soul with joy, and what brings true peace to the heart. Love has the power to break down barriers. It can mend broken families, bring unity where there is division, and restore relationships that seem beyond repair. Where anger creates distance, love draws people closer. Where bitterness builds walls, love builds bridges. It takes courage to love, especially in a world that often promotes selfishness and pride, but love is always the better way. It takes strength to show kindness to those who have wronged us, but love has the power to turn enemies into friends. One of the greatest demonstrations of love is sacrifice. Love is not just words or feelings, it is action. It is seen in the mother who tirelessly cares for her child, in the friend who stands by someone through difficult times, in the stranger who helps without expecting anything in return. True love is selfless. It does not seek its own gain, but looks to serve others. The greatest moments in life are not when we receive, but when we give. Not when we take, but when we pour ourselves out for others. Love is also the answer to the suffering in the world. So many people walk through life feeling alone, unloved, or unworthy. But a simple act of love, a kind word, a helping hand, a moment of understanding can change everything. Love has the power to lift the brokenhearted, to bring hope to the hopeless, and to shine light in the darkest places. The beauty of love is that it is available to all. It is not limited by race, status, or background. It is a gift that we all have the ability to give, and the more we give, the more it grows. The world is in desperate need of love. More kindness, more compassion, more understanding. Each of us has the opportunity to be a source of that love, to make a difference in the lives of those around us. If there is one thing that will outlast everything else, it is money fades, fame disappears, and power is temporary, but love endures. It is the one thing that truly matters at the end of life. Not what we owned or achieved, but how well we loved. Love is the greatest power because it never fails, never gives up, and never stops changing the world. Your life has a purpose. You are not here by accident. You were created for a reason, and your existence is meaningful. No matter where you come from, what you have been through, or what you may feel at this moment, your life has value. There is something only you can do, a path only you can walk, and lives only you can touch. You may not always see it clearly, but that does not change the truth. Your life matters. Many people struggle with the question of purpose. They look around and wonder why they are here, what difference they make, or whether their life holds any real significance. Some chase success, thinking that purpose is found in wealth or status. Others seek approval, believing their worth depends on what others think. Still, others feel lost, convinced that they have no direction or meaning at all. But true purpose is not found in temporary achievements or the opinions of people. It is something deeper, something unshakable. Your purpose is not defined by your circumstances. You may have faced hardships, disappointments, or failures, but those things do not define you. Even in the midst of struggle, there is purpose. Some of the greatest stories in history are of people who overcame adversity, who refused to let challenges stop them from making an impact. Your past does not disqualify you from purpose. In fact, it may be the very thing that prepares you for it. Every experience, every trial, and every lesson is shaping you into the person you are meant to be. Purpose is not about comparison. Too often people feel insignificant because they measure themselves against others. They look at someone else's life and think they are more talented, more successful, more important. But purpose is not about being like someone else. It is about being who you were created to be. No two people have the same journey, the same gifts, or the same calling. Your purpose is unique, and the world needs what only you can bring. Finding purpose begins with understanding that you are made for more than just existing. Life is not just about going through the motions, working, paying bills, and waiting for the next thing. It is about making a difference, living with meaning, and leaving something behind that lasts. Sometimes purpose is found in the big moments, leading, creating, or accomplishing something significant. Other times it is found in the small, everyday choices, loving others, showing kindness, lifting someone up with encouragement. Even the smallest actions can have a ripple effect that reaches farther than we imagine. Your purpose is often connected to your passions, your gifts, and the things that move your heart. What brings you joy? What burdens you? What do you feel drawn to? These are often clues to what you are meant to do. Purpose is not about chasing a perfect life, but about using what you have to make a difference where you are. Sometimes purpose is found in unexpected places. In the moments when you step out of your comfort zone, take a risk, or follow a path you never planned. There will be times when you question your purpose, when doubt creeps in, and when life does not go the way you expected. But purpose is not something that disappears. It is something that is discovered, developed, and lived out over time. No matter what season of life you are in, there is purpose in it. Even in the waiting, even in the struggle, even in the ordinary, your life has meaning. Never believe the lie that you do not matter. You were created with intention, with gifts to share, with love to give, and with a reason to be here. Your life is a gift, and the world is better because you are in it. Keep moving forward, keep believing, and never stop living out the purpose that is uniquely yours.